You guys don't happen to see any management or ownership from Superego behind me, do you? Because my friends, I am on the run. I am in a lot of trouble with this Superego company, and we're going to talk about it because we got a lot going on over here. But I got to tell you, if I keep going this way, if I keep doing what I'm doing and annoying these companies that are a little bit shady, you might find me hanging out over there with Jimmy Hoffa pretty soon. We'll be sipping on some margaritas or whatever old Hoffa is up to these days. I don't really know, but my friends, we are in a lot of trouble. So we're going to talk about that today because I think, and this could just be a theory, because remember, I locked myself in a truck for 10 years and all I have to do is, what did I mean to say? All I have time to do is just sit here and think. So I believe there may be allegedly a plot by the leadership of Superego to end this guy truck. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We've got a few other things to get to before we do that. As always, I want to give a big thank you to Prime Prius for the $5 super thanks on the last video. Thank you, Prime Prius. Appreciate the support, and thank you to everybody that is subscribed to my channel, is helping my humble little channel grow, watching the videos, leaving a like, leaving a comment, whatever it is you do. I'm trying to make that last push for 10,000 subscribers, and if allegedly, what's their name again? I can't remember that company's name. I just forgot. It has left my brain. Oh God, what are they called? Superego. I'm gonna have to write that down because I keep forgetting. But if Superego has their way, this might be the end of this guy truck. So it'll be my dying wish to get to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you everybody for your support in helping me get there. So if you're just now watching one of my videos for the first time, you're probably wondering what the hell is going on here. Why does this guy act like this? But when you get over that, when you start to warm up to me towards the end of the video, just push the damn subscribe button, please. Actually, I'm gonna hold on to the pen because I look more official, like I'm making points. So anyways, yeah, thank you to everyone. A lot to talk about, and we'll talk about their plot to end my life from Superego. Definitely. One thing I wanted to point out is that you'll notice a lot of bugs on the windshield in the B-roll. I know that a lot of you guys get paid for having perfectly clean windshields, but I get paid for moving the damn loads across the country. So sometimes the bugs on the windshield just have to wait, okay? So don't be too upset about it. And the reason I bring that up, there's actually a reason I bring that up, was to set up this next part. Did you guys know recently I got my feelings hurt again on the internet, like I do all the time? And somebody said, because I didn't have time to put B-roll into one of my videos, and somebody said, your videos are so much better without your B-roll, which broke my heart. It actually made me very sad. And I didn't like that they put B-roll in quotes. I don't know if you guys can see me or if I'm behind the B-roll right now, but they put it in quotes. And I was like, why are you putting it in quotes? That's what it is. And this guy goes, technically, no, it's not. B-roll is images or video that will support what you're talking about. Yours is just useless bullshit. And I'm like, fuck, I thought this whole time I was talking about trucking and I was showing trucking, but whatever. It's one of those things you can't win, right? You can't win, and it's okay. I don't want to win. But people say, hey, I want to see you driving down the road. And then people say, I don't ever want to see you driving down the road. And there's just no compromise. There's no compromise at all. And it's okay. I don't want to win. What I want to do instead is make fun of this fucking dork. You guys, does anyone else get tired of the actually guys? Like, actually, these fucking Reddit moderators run wild on the goddamn internet telling everybody what everything actually means. So I went to look it up, and he was right. B-roll is like supporting video for what you're talking about. But you know what I also realized after that? That I don't give a fuck. Who cares? Who gives a shit what the technical term is for this? So give that guy a round of applause, everybody. He knows the technical term for what B-roll is. who cares? But I get tired of the guys that are like, well, actually, well, technically, you know, we have words that we use, and they're used kind of loosely in a lot of our everyday language. And for the most part, everybody just knows what you're talking about. And the actually guys are a real fucking bummer, aren't they? They're not much fun to talk to, not even a little bit. But it's always baffling to me that that concept is lost on people. And the concept I'm talking about is the same thing I just said. We have words that we use, and people know that it's not actually or technically the word that we're using, but we understand the general idea. So how he said it was, it supports what you're saying on the video. Sorry, I stutter sometimes. This B-roll supposed to support what you're saying on the video. Support these nuts. I don't know what to tell you. Like, what are you telling me? But anyways, it's just, I'm so sick and tired of that technically and actually stuff. Like, fucking, I could tell you, you know, to gargle these balls, right? Gargle these balls. You can't technically do it, but overall, you understand the point I'm trying to fucking make now, don't you? And it's just so hard to communicate with these fucking guys, isn't it? It's like, fuck, man. And like, I didn't technically actually mean fuck men or whatever you just heard. It's just a figure of speech. So anyways, my dreams of having the world's greatest B-roll have been fucking destroyed now by the guy on the internet. So I guess superego, just come take me out, because it's all over. So let's get into what's going on with superego, because there actually is something going on, and it's frightening. It's absolutely fucking terrifying, and we'll have to figure out, we'll have to get to the bottom of it. So as you guys know, most of you guys know, I made a video maybe a few months ago with the question, it was just a question, is superego a scam? Now you guys also know that I've come out in defense of trucking lease purchase programs and said they're not all scams. If you didn't read the fucking contract right, you didn't get scammed, you're just kind of dumb, right? And as a matter of fact, a trucking company recently commented on that video where I said that lease purchases are not a scam. They may not be ideal, they may not be a good situation, but a scam, most of them are not. And they commented, a trucking company. I'm not going to out them right now because they're not giving me a whole lot of trouble. By the time I'm done with this fucking channel, no trucking companies are going to hire me anymore. My career's over, it's done, my friends. But anyways, this other company was like, we agree with you 100%, lease purchases are not a scam. So my friends, I tried to shake them down for $1,000 in the comment section. I said, hey, why don't you guys give me $1,000, here's my Cash App, $ this guy trucks, and I will make a video about how awesome your lease purchase program is. And they never got back to me. Isn't that a damn shame? Tried to get $1,000 out of them, but I guess they don't want to do business with old this guy trucks, which doesn't surprise me, but still offends me. What were we talking about? But from what I hear about superego, remember, this is all allegedly. They got a legal team, all right? I'm not fucking... Allegedly, I have heard a lot of bad things about superego. And one of the things that I heard about them was that they won't show you the rate cons, the rate confirmation that has been negotiated with the brokers when they are giving you a load. And I was told that it was common practice for superego to give you a percentage of the load that they're offering to pay you for the load. It has not jack shit to do with what they've negotiated the load for. Let's say they go get the load for $2,000, right? And they're going to pay you, it used to be 88%. The actually dorks are still going to that video going, you're wrong, it's 75%. Fuck, it's amazing how time moves forward and things change. I guess I must be fucking crazy. But what they would do is, this is allegedly, there's going to be a lot of allegedlys in this video. I'm trying to save my ass, but it don't matter because they're going to take my head off pretty soon. Anyways, allegedly, they would get a load for, say, $2,000, right? And then they're supposed to give you 88% of that load. It used to be 88%. But what they were doing instead, according to sources, was they would say, hey, we got this load for $2,000. Then they would go to their driver and say, hey, we found a load for $1,500. You want that load for $1,500? And the driver would agree to it, and then they would give them 88% of the price that the driver agreed to, not the actual load, which was a kind of a scumbag thing to do, right? That's not a very nice thing to do at all. And then my other beef with superego was allegedly They have a phone number you can call when you're a driver there. You're running low on hours and you don't have time to take another load, or you know, you're running out of your drive time for the day, or whatever situation is coming up that doesn't allow you to drive the truck legally anymore. Well, apparently they allegedly they have a phone number that you can call that just makes that all go away. And those were the things that I had a problem with superego. And I wouldn't necessarily believe those things, but I have heard that from nearly every person that I've spoken to that has walked out of that company, that these things are true. Do I know them to be true? Nope, it's the internet. I could be making the whole fucking thing up, but I have heard this over and over and over. That was my problem with superego, and that's why I said this just may be a scam. You're not being honest about the money, the rate confirmation. That's not good. And then when you get into the ELDs, now you're not playing by the rules. Now you're just doing whatever you want with the logbooks. Well, that's not good either. And that's going to fall on the driver in the event of an accident. It'll fall on the company too if they're manipulating logs, absolutely. But it's going to fall on that driver that was just trying to make a good paycheck that week. And now that poor bastard is done. He's out of a job. If it's a bad enough accident, he might be doing prison time. It's a whole fucking situation for that guy. And I didn't like any bit of it. So let me tell you what happened after that. Well, superego sent me an email. They'd like to meet with me so we can discuss these issues and get to the bottom of it and get it figured out. But that's not the real problem here. The problem is they want me to go to them, to their terminal, and have a face-to-face sit-down meeting with them. Are they out of their fucking minds? There's absolutely no way I'm doing that. Absolutely not. No fucking way that I'm doing that. Yeah, hey, if they're not willing to run logbooks legally, knowing full well what the consequences are once they finally do get caught, they've got no problem making me fucking disappear. So there's no way I'm going to do that. So I ignored the email. About a week or two later, another email comes in. Hey, we saw your video still. We want you to come in and sit down with us, have a discussion. We'll figure it all out. I've never even worked for this fucking company, but they want me to come in there and have a discussion and figure it out. Now, I would have the discussion with them on a live stream on my channel. We could pull together all the questions we have about them, and then maybe have a few surprise, you know, superego drivers or former superego drivers come on to maybe not necessarily fact check them, because we don't know if that former driver's lying to us either, but maybe give us information too. Like, hey, superego, I heard you have a phone number that we can call to wipe out those logbooks so a driver has a full 70-hour clock again. Do you know anything about that? And then when they go, no, we don't have anything like that, then I surprise pull in the former driver that gives me the phone number in real time, and we call the phone number, and we, you know, give them a truck number and say, I'm just running out of time on my 70, can you help me? And play that and make them listen to it, and then they got some real fucking explaining to do, right? I would absolutely love to do that. Let's do it. Let's do it, superego. But now the cat's out the bag, right? Now I'm not gonna do it because they got time to cover their tracks, so we're not gonna fucking do it. But are they literally insane? Are they absolutely out of their minds? I'm gonna go to their terminal in Chicago and I'm gonna fucking hang out with them and we're gonna get this all sorted out. Yeah, I bet the fuck we are. I bet we are gonna get it sorted out. I'm gonna be real fucking quiet after I'm decapitated. I won't have a whole lot left to say anymore. And well, that's good news for them. That's really good news. So, oh boy, there's still more to talk about with that. But what do we want to talk about on this? There's so many thoughts going through my head, because I don't know why. I have no clue. But oftentimes truckers have talked about what the problem is with trucking, right? Every trucker knows what the problem is with trucking, right? One of the things that's wrong with trucking is these goddamn ELDs. Those are what killed the trucking industry, right? Then it was all our plastic trucks we ride around, and that killed the trucking industry. The ELDs, they killed the truck. Did I mention that, ELDs already? Fucking something else killed the trucking industry. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Automatic trucks, ELDs, fucking every goddamn thing, but none of them actually ever pointed to what ruined the trucking industry, and we'll talk about that. My friends, have been accused of ruining the trucking industry just because, like, a guy didn't like my video, and he's like, that motherfucker right there single-handedly destroyed the trucking industry. And I gotta be honest with you guys. If you look at a guy that's done 1,000,000 miles in a truck, 10 years in a truck, never been involved in any kind of accident, never gotten any kind of ticket, anything like that, and you look at that guy and go, he's the fucking problem with trucking. You just don't understand trucking. You have no fucking clue what trucking is about. If you think somebody efficiently moving freight around the country in a safe manner is what led to the destruction of trucking, I don't think you understood what you signed up for, because that is trucking, dummy. Let me help you out a little bit here. I don't know how I was the destructive force behind trucking, but you want to know, do you want to know, in my opinion, what actually killed trucking? And I'm going to say some crazy off-the-wall shit right now. I hope you're all sitting down. I hope you're all ready for this, because this is going to blow your fucking mind. What actually destroyed trucking, and trucking's not destroyed, by the way. It's in a really bad spot. But let's say trucking's destroyed. What actually killed trucking was the fucking corruption. The fucking corruption in the trucking industry is what's leading to the actual destruction of trucking. It's not good, safe truck drivers. That's a silly fucking idea. That good, safe truck driver over there is really fucking shit up for us. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. I'll do worse, okay, motherfuckers. Anyways, it's the corruption. It absolutely is. And the corruption comes at us from every fucking direction. Most of the time, us as the truckers are one of the biggest victims of the corruption. If it's not a trucking company lying to you, that's bad enough, right? Oh yeah, we pay $25 an hour detention after you've been sitting there for 2 hours. Try to get that detention. You just got lied to, son. They're gonna have all kinds of excuses for why they can't pay you. Oh, you wanted that layover pay? Let me see if I can get that for you. What do you mean let you see? That was what we agreed to when I signed the fucking paperwork to come work for your shithole company. What the fuck are you talking about? Let's figure it out, right? But the corruption runs much fucking deeper than that. I mean, it's one thing to lie to a bunch of fucking rednecks like myself, you know, we'll buy that shit. We'll be like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna make $100,000 a year being a company driver for someone just hauling dry van. Shit, yeah, that sounds like a good fucking deal. You know why it sounds like a good deal? Because it's all made up. That's why. It's too good to be true, baby. Anyways, you know, then you get into brokers. There's a lot of legit brokers out there, okay? I mean, they're trying to get their money too. That doesn't necessarily make them corrupt. It's just they're trying to keep every penny of that load they can keep too, and I get that. But then you get into the double brokers, right? The double brokers. That's a guy that ain't doing nothing. He's just grabbing the load off the load board and selling it to someone else at a cheaper rate. He's the middleman to the middleman. Does that make any fucking sense? Because the broker always was the middleman. Now we're adding another middleman that's just making profit off of doing absolutely nothing but reposting it back to the load board. That's a fucking problem. That might be kind of ruining trucking a little bit more than me, I would say. But what do I know? I'm just a fucking dumb hillbilly. I could be wrong about that. It could be me that's killing trucking. I don't know. I may be too dumb to understand that I am destroying trucking, and that very well could be the case. I don't really know. But the ELDs did not destroy trucking. Absolutely not. I was there when it happened. All right. I got to see it happen very quickly, and if you disagree with this point, then you weren't paying attention. I'm sorry. This is a very, very concrete point. Maybe some exceptions here and there, but everybody's wages and rates immediately went up because we lost capacity. Do you know why we lost capacity? It's not like we were losing trucks and drivers. Well, truck drivers had to stop and sleep then. They couldn't just make it up on a paper log. Suddenly, with the loss of capacity, we all started making a whole lot more fucking money, right? And that's why, if these alleged things about superego, about them being able to clear out your logbook, and sometimes they have them run as teams, I've heard. One guy running in the truck as a team driver, and then, hey, if you get pulled over by DOT, just tell them that your teammate quit on you the last town back, and now you're out there just driving the truck by yourself. Just let them know that. That's what's killing trucking right now. That's what's absolutely killing trucking right now. So now we've got these rates getting driven even lower and lower by people that think they don't have to play by the fucking rules. Get the fuck out of here. Now, come to think of it, I'm not interested in the conversation anymore. I got absolutely zero interest in helping this company repair their reputation on the internet. You made your bed, now lie in it. And now that's when I'm going to be 6 feet underground when them saying the same thing to me. And I guess we all fucking reap what we sow, right? At that point. If I end up dead, You might know where to look, allegedly. I don't really fucking know. I'm not going there to meet them. That's insane. That's absolutely fucking insane. But if we've got trucking companies out here that don't have to play by the rules, that's where the rates really go to hell. Now, a lot of people say it's the mega carrier. The mega carrier is what's driving the rates lower. And look, I can agree to that point, to a point. Absolutely. They have so many more trucks that they're able to take less of a profit per truck, because when you spread the lower profit per truck over the goddamn 20,000 trucks, it adds up to more profit. I guess sounds like basic fucking math to me. I don't really know. And they're not helping. They're not helping, but are they what's destroying it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The companies that think that they do not have to play by the rules, that are just doing whatever the fuck they want to do out there, they are the ones hanging our asses out to dry with the low rates. You know, while they're raking in the money, raking in the money off one driver getting 2 loads done in the amount of time it would take for one driver to normally get 1 load done under the normal fucking rules. And then that poor bastard, that poor driver that just spent, 23 hours a day driving the fucking truck so he could keep getting loads done, takes home $300 after all expenses for the week. And I think those guys that are sitting there keeping all that money might be the ones that might be contributing to the downfall and destruction of trucking. So do I have any interest at all in helping them fix that reputation? I didn't give them that reputation. I think they got to go fix it them fucking selves. It's not up to me. Do better. Do better. Let's stop with the stories of people coming out of that company saying they have ways to manipulate the logbooks. And if you don't call them, then they call you and ask you what the fuck you're doing taking a 10-hour break for because that load needs to move. That sounds pretty fucking problematic to me. And that sounds like a problem. And I really, it is a little bit scary. They're kind of intimidating. They've called me a few times too. I haven't answered. But now they've got my phone number and everything. That's probably when I applied, because I did apply there once because I wanted to go check it out. But I wasn't financially secure enough to make $300 a week on a good week, so I didn't go do it. But what was my fucking point? Their reputation exists for a reason. A lot of, not all, but a lot of the Chicago-based lease purchase trucking companies have the reputation they have for a fucking reason. And hey, if I'm right and they do want to end me, I don't think I'm right about that, by the way. But if I'm right and they do, well, this video will still be here. And maybe a cautionary tale. Maybe people will stop going to work for those fucking companies. Knock it the fuck off. What are you doing over there at a company and thinking this is just completely fucking acceptable? I've had people brag to me about it because they thought it was a good thing because, well, I could just call them and they'd wipe out my logbook and I could just keep on going. Yeah, and you made a lot less money than I did. And your company made more money than mine did off of you than my company made off of me, because you're taking it up the ass is what's happening here. Nothing good is happening. And I don't know, they must have a good marketing team or something to get people to keep going over there and working for that company in particular. Because it doesn't make sense how people keep falling for it. That one is baffling. It's not that shocking that people keep going to work for Swift and Prime. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of money in them, and I'm not capping, I'm just saying there's not a whole lot of money in them, in either one of them. And it's not that shocking, though, that people go do it. It's still legit. It's still very, very legal to do that, but to just sign up. You worked hard to get your CDL, right? I mean, some worked harder than others, trust me. I saw when I was in CDL school, it took a guy 7 tries to pass the written test. They should have just cut him off, told him go find something he'd be good at, and they didn't. They just kept letting him take it. But you worked to get that CDL, and then the next thing you do with it is you go work for a company that runs illegally. Your ass is on the line when that happens. All this is allegedly. This is just things I've heard people say. But at some point, there has to be a reason that a company has the reputation it does. Now, the one last point I want to touch on. I went and watched a couple other YouTubers talk about this company that have put out videos before. Apparently, allegedly, a few of them have been hit with cease and desist letters, threaten to sue if they don't take down their videos or anything like that. I'm not a legal scholar by any means, my friends, but hey, let them threaten to sue. Honestly, let them threaten to sue. I think it would be a good thing for the industry to find out. And it's not necessarily a sword I want to fall on, but if it comes down to it, I guess I would. Because like I said, I'm not a legal expert by any means, but I do understand a little bit of things. If somebody were to sue me, there's a thing called discovery. A thing called discovery, where we just might find that information may be true, and then they can't really sue me for slander at that point. Not that I'm slandering, I'm just allegedly saying a lot of things in this video. But I would just, me personally, I will keep the video up if that were to happen, and say, okay, I mean, that's how you feel, that's how you feel. We can go ahead and go that route. And then that discovery phase is the real motherfucker. For a lot of people that threaten to sue, that's the real motherfucker for it. You know, that's just how the fuck it goes. So anyways, I think that's all I got on my mind. I gotta go get my fat ass in a shower. Bye now.